Breaking news. The Nigerian Governors Forum has rejected the 60 minimum wage proposed by the federal government. And this contradicts the federal government's commitment to the minimum wage exceeding 60,000 naira. And according to the governors, 60,000 as minimum wage is not sustainable and cannot fly. So, we recall that the Nigeria Labour Congress, the NLC and the TUC went on strike on Monday, protesting the federal government's proposal of 60,000 as the minimum wage, which they deem unacceptable because they know that 60,000 naira is nothing compared to the situation of things and how inflation has taken over, the cost of goods and services. So the Nigerian workers complained, they protested, they went on a strike. In fact, it was a 2-day strike. And then reacting to a statement released on Friday, the Nigerian Governors Forum said that there is a need for a realistic and a sustainable minimum wage that considers the broader socio-economic implications. So at this point, the forum also noted that, yes, they are also sympathizing with the labor unions for, in their push for a higher wage, but they should try and consider them because this 60,000 naira minimum wage proposal is not sustainable and cannot fly. So this simply means that many states will spend all their allocations on just paying salaries, and after paying salaries, nothing will be left for development purpose. So in fact, this may lead to few states ending up borrowing monies to pay workers every month. And this would not help, some states in the process. This is what the Nigerian, Governors Forum, this is what they are saying. My country people, now I see reasons why people call for restructuring. These are one of the reasons why people have been calling for restructuring, because at this point, Nigeria is a failed state. Nigeria is a failed state, and we really need to reposition some things in this country, else everything will fall apart. In fact, this country is already falling apart, I must say, because these Nigerian workers are pushing for a minimum wage greater than 60,000 as proposed by the federal government. They are not comfortable with the 60,000 proposed by the federal government. They said they want more, and their demand is 494,000. That is their demand as the new minimum wage. But the federal government is saying no, they can't afford to pay 494,000 naira as the new minimum wage to all Nigerian workers, because it would, pull down our economy. It would lead the country into bankruptcy. So now we have the state governors saying the 60,000 naira being proposed by the federal government is not, they can't afford it. So they are rejecting this proposal, of the 60,000 naira as the minimum wage. Meanwhile, the federal government is yet to conclude. They are yet to make conclusions on if they would, increase the 60,000 as being proposed by them. So my country people, what do we expect? It seems that these state governors are quite comfortable with the Nigerian workers working for nothing, suffering in abject poverty. So tell me, I think these are one of the reasons why they are against the local government autonomy. Yes, because on another side, the local governments are trying to, struggle to see how they can, fend for themselves through the local government autonomy, because we know money going into the local governments always comes through all state governors, and then they cut the money into two before the money gets to the local government. That is why they are trying to propose this local government autonomy, which some state governors, most state governors, are fighting against this. Now look at, it seems that the governors are now the problems of, of Nigeria, because they are trying to discourage the federal government from even paying this 60,000 naira to the Nigerian workers. They are trying to discourage the federal government from considering adding, a sustainable amount to that 60,000 naira, because the FG, they are yet to make conclusions if they would add a sustainable amount to that 60K being proposed by them for the Nigerian workers. And now we have it. They are trying to destroy everything, but they are quite comfortable with looting state treasuries. They are quite comfortable with, embezzling funds, public funds, for themselves and their families. But for the Nigerian workers, they say no. They cannot pay 60,000 naira as minimum wage. But they can loot. They can pack money for themselves. My country people, while are they for this country? Serious problem they for Nigeria. Because recently, the secretary to the government of the Federation, Mr. George, had made it known that he couldn't even pay, each of his 4 drivers 100,000 monthly in the light of this new minimum wage issue. That he couldn't pay his drivers. Now you know how much they earn. This is not in addition to what they steal from the government. This is not in addition to what they steal. So my country people, what is really happening? Because I think these state governors now, they are trying to cause more problems for the NLC by discouraging the federal government's decision on either giving these guys the 60K or even increasing something to it. Obaseki recently, in Edo State, increased the minimum wage salaries of workers to 70,000 naira. Obaseki did this because he wants to cushion the impact of the harsh economy on the workers of Edo State. That was why he introduced the new minimum wage to 70,000 naira. Because his administration is concerned about the welfare of Edo workers. And Edo workers are happy. They are very happy over these new developments. So if a governor like Obaseki can increase the minimum wage in Edo State from 40,000 to 70,000 naira, why can't other governors do this? Why can't they do this? This is really serious. So this is really, really serious. Guys, Nigerians have reacted. Now, blame the governors, not most of them can pay. Well, where are those governors when senators are collecting 160 million for vehicles, also for wardrobes and all of that? The problem of Nigeria is not minimum wage, but bad economy orchestrated by corrupt government and corrupt criminals. My problem is both state and federal government, even the National Assembly, now them they cause all these problems. Okay guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. Well, my country people, make una come chook mouth for this matter, because this kind thing get as it be. The NLC are trying to make the federal government understand that their proposed 60,000 is not enough. It won't be enough for them, for the Nigerian workers. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Governors Forum are saying no, even the proposed 60,000 naira by the federal government, they can't afford it. Guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section.